Shoot away.
Aren't you looking forward to the second meeting here? One of the biggest games we've seen around here in a while.
It's gonna be a good environment. We've been trying to build it out throughout this year as far as like giving our fans something to cheer for. And what a bigger moment for them, and obviously a great opportunity for us. And I'm excited. You can't really tell, but I'm excited.
What's an opportunity to win the division mean, and does it mean anything extra against that group?
It means a lot. You work hard all year. We kind of echoed it early on in November. November is when football starts. November and December. The meaning for football is December and January. So we're kind of teetering that line and getting to that point. So right now, we got a great opportunity in front of us. Like, why not go chase it? We worked hard all year. I mean, years are hard. You got a lot of guys banged up, bruised up, but we grinded. We really built a team, a lot of camaraderie and a lot of bonding. So going out there and playing as a unit is going to be super important.
Steph, when you signed here, I'm sure you saw potential in this group and in this team. But let me ask you this: when you go through training camp and you see what this team's all about, did this team grow faster than you even expected?
I've been on a lot of teams, so I will wholeheartedly say yes. This is and I think it kind of started with Coach Graves, mainly. He kind of started talking about like identity and things like that. And in the past, you kind of figure out what team you were throughout the year. What you were good at, what you were going to do well, what you weren't, and what you want to try to be good at. But he kind of started off from the get-go what we were going to preach as far as like effort and finish, things like that. Some things that I did a little bit throughout my career, but this was probably it was the most prominent, this year, going into this year. Really identifying or defining what a leader is. Different teams require different things. And, when it comes down to effort and finish, he's non-negotiable. Blocking for your guys on the field is non-negotiable. It kind of builds that hierarchy, or like just as far as a standard, that your best players are, giving it all for everybody. So everybody follows suit.
Steph,
yeah.
what's the biggest difference trying to prepare for a team the second time during the season?
I wouldn't say it's obviously a challenge, but I wouldn't say a difference, because you are who you are. They're going to give you some different looks and different wrinkles to kind of like, mess with your eyes. Or, as a receiver, you might see a different coverage, see a guy in a different position, but they are who they are. They're going to do what they do well as far as like, as a defensive coach and as a staff, like you always got wrinkles and stuff to try to, mix it up a little bit. But who you identify as and what you like to play and what you're good at, you try not to stray too far away from that, because then you'll be out of position. But you can anticipate things being a little different, but it's it's a challenge. It is going to be a challenge. It's a hell of a football team. They've been winning. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you have that same challenge on offense, don't you?
One more time.
You have that same challenge on offense, don't you, Sean? You already played them once. They've already got film on this.
Yeah, I mean, on offense, they might have seen some things that you might have did particularly well, or some things you didn't do well. So, I mean, it's going to be. That's why I said it's definitely a challenge, just because it's like it's that game. I'm a little older. Battleship. We'll see how it goes.
As a leader here and someone, given the atmosphere, the stakes in the game, and the opponent you're facing, might this be kind of a good ramp-up game or a good experience for you to have prior to getting to the postseason?
Not for me. I mean,
You've been
in the
there,
postseason,
yeah.
so I look at it as another game. It's just this game is just a little different because you plan for something. You got a lot to play for. Every team in the league can't say that this week they're playing for something other than just wanting to win. We obviously want to go 1-0, but it's a little, I feel like, we talked about the potential of this team, things like that, and, it all can go as planned if you continue to keep putting left in front of the right and winning games and going 1-0, but, obviously it's something that we could accomplish this week, so we don't want to take it lightly.
Steph, Coach Vrabel said this week, or last week, that the strength of the wide receiver unit is the unit. Why do you think that is?
Unselfishness. I would never sit up here and act like a robot and act like I don't want the ball. But I can tell you the guy next to you right here and the guy next to him, everybody wants the ball. Everybody wants to play at a high level, and it's like 7 dogs in one bone. That's why when you see guys out there and they playing at a high level and they treating every play like it's his last, you just don't know when you're gonna get it again. There's a lot of guys that can get open and play at a high level. So I just think that it's an unselfish, and you pulling for your brother. That's why you see guys blocking downfield for a receiver, and you see guys like throwing an extra little block here and there. It's just because you really willing to good for your brother, and you care about him.
Why do you think that there's a trust in this group that it's going to eventually be your turn or Pop's turn?
Oh, everybody
or
get a turn. I think it's because you can't really draw it up during the week. You know where guys be in different spots and then that kind of thing. But it's just so many explosive players on the offensive side of the ball that it's bound to happen for you. You'll be open, just continue to get open. We have like this little saying like, what you gonna do? You gonna stop getting open? You gonna stop catching the ball? So, it's just as I said, like it's $7 one ball. It's only one ball to go around. You know what I'm saying? Just make the most of your opportunities. And you see the young kids. Young kids been begging for opportunity. They've been trying to get out there. They've been playing at a high level. So seeing Kyle catch touch and stuff like that, you kind of started seeing like shit. It's gonna turn the corner for everybody at one point.
How nice has it been to have the guy feeding you the ball, watch him grow? I mean, you played with Josh Allen, the MVP type caliber player he is, and to see Drake continue to grow right there with him.
His maturation process has been second to none in my eyes. As far as being a quarterback, it's a very hard position. So like he has a supporting cast definitely. You got some guys, you got some running backs, some tight ends, but when it comes down to just so individual, making good decisions consistently, he's been doing that. As far as the MVP conversation, that guy on the other side of the ball we about to play against is a hell of a player. I believe that that team kind of goes through him. And at this point, I like our guy. Our guy's been playing extremely well. And, I'm not gonna put it all on him. We've obviously been supporting him, but he's done a great job at making good decisions, play in and play out. And I'm super proud of him. I'm anticipating this game being no different. We just gonna all have to give our best effort and be open, be available. As far as he's still a young quarterback, and being open doesn't do nothing about it.
If you know Josh so well, the Josh Allen that you know, if this gets a close game at the end, what are you going to be reminding your defense that is never out of the game, right?
No, I ain't saying that ain't my job. I think he's a hell of a quarterback. I don't think our defense needs any more coaching points. I'm not running over there. That's how you get cussed out. I leave that for the coach.
Steph, you guys are actually underdogs this Sunday. Is this something you're aware of?
I didn't know. That's the first time I heard it. But good.
As a leader and someone who's played in big games before, what's kind of your messaging to the young guys who haven't had to play in a high stakes game like this, and what it takes to come out in that type of environment?
Do your job. During the week you're gonna earn it during the week, and being on your keys and being on communication. That's all big games are about. Is communication. Make the plays that come to you. You can't really control much else. And don't think about it more than the game that you were playing since you were 5. Pretty sure when we had state championships in Little League, that was the end all be all at that moment. So it's no different. It's the game you've been playing, but go out there and treat it like you care about it, you love it. I don't know how other people handle it. I'm just chilling right now. I see y'all on Sunday.
When Drake was first drafted, a lot of comparisons were made between him and Josh Allen. Having played with both of them and how Drake is going to progress, do you see them being more similar or dissimilar in terms of how they approach the game?
It's a different offense. That offense over there, they do a lot of scramble drill. They do a lot of different stuff. Like we do some different things here. As far as talent level, it's obvious. It's very apparent that he can make every throw. He can run. If you want to kind of go like that route, they both can. They're both mobile. They both can throw the ball. But I think this league is filled with quarterbacks that mobile and throw the ball. Those guys really can make plays at a high level, and they just look a little different when they make those plays. When they make those throws. So I know it's key throws. So for me, I can see the comparison, but two totally different offenses. I've been in both.
Mm-hmm. Josh McDaniels is tough. Oh, I'm sorry.
It seems like the last time you guys played Buffalo was almost like the catalyst for this big winning streak and a lot of momentum for you guys. Just how much do you feel like you guys have grown since that last
That was a long time ago. And I think a lot of things have happened throughout the season that we kind of learned from. Even that game, we learned a lot from that game. And we were like, damn, if we had this back, we would have did this differently. We would have did that differently. But all's well ends well when you win the game. And then you learn a lot throughout the season that's going to help you towards the end. And the landscape looks different. It's going to be a little bit more colder. It's going to be a little, some wind or weather, whatever it is. I think the biggest thing for us is packing what our coach said, our identity and who we are, what we like to do. And that's finishing plays, and that's being aggressive, and that's being smart. So that's how I feel.
Steph, you guys have already exceeded a lot of people's expectations in terms of number of wins you have. You just heard you guys are underdogs this week. Have you felt like, or have you sensed at all that this team plays with sort of a
Edge.
Nobody believed in us mentality or chip?
A real edge. I think that's why I said it was good. This team is full of teams that was cast-offs and people who were cut or people who didn't necessarily get the opportunity that they wanted, whatever, however you dice it up. And I feel like that's good for us. Being an underdog, people like us been an underdog our whole life. We're going to have something to prove regardless of it. But I think the main thing is it gets exciting when you got a lot to prove. When you're playing with that edge and you're playing aggressive because nobody believed in us but us. The record is surprising to everybody, and all we did is take it one game at a time. And I think we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Thank you. I appreciate you.
The biggest difference preparing for a team that you're playing for the second time in the same season.
I mean, nothing like too much is going to be changing, but they've gotten better in probably every aspect. They're running the ball way better. They're playing with confidence, so we got to come out and match that and be better with that.
Now, they're going to show you some different records defensively, but they're going to do the same thing on offense, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
How you feeling, and are you ready to go both sides of the ball if needed in this one?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they need, yeah, for sure, but I feel good.
When you signed here, I'm sure that you thought this is a good situation, good team, good players, good organization. But has this team grown faster than you even thought it could?
I wasn't really expecting how fast we were going to grow, but they definitely have grown. You're talking about us as a team, right?
As a team, yes.
Yes, I think everyone's taking big steps, growing into their own player individuals, and I think it's been showing every week and continue to just build on that.
How important is the closeness of this team in terms of the success overall?
It's super important because you got to trust who you're next to. You got to trust who's calling the plays, and even if you don't see it, you just got to trust the calls. And I think that's been really special about this group is everybody's super close.
What's the biggest challenge of Josh Allen?
That he can do everything: run the ball, throw 60 yards across his body. He can do it all. So when we know that, so it's gonna be a fun challenge.
You've had a handful of guys kind of shuffle over the last year, particularly after Gonzalez. Where do you think it's performance of some of the younger guys? Like Corey, is that just
No, always happy for them, proud of them, just taking advantage of the opportunities, and that's really what the league is. And I think they understand that, and everyone does. And I mean, Coach harps on it every week. Prepare as a starter, whoever you are, because you never know. And they definitely done a good job.
Thank you very much. Who was corrected the things that they did?
Talk about the cat and mouse game of, that they're going to show you things differently on defense than maybe they didn't show. But you're going to do the same thing on offense to them. That's the NFL.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a game where the coaches are going to really hunker down on the game plans and really make sure that we correct the things that we did right the first time around. We rewatched the game, our first game, multiple times. And like you said, cat and mouse game. We know that they're gonna make corrections, but at the end of the day, they are who they are, and we just have to do our jobs.
And the last thing's about work camp. I mean, everything's new for him. He's a rookie, right? Yeah. But when you're out and you want to be a part of it, it's tough to fit. Like, have you guys been conscious of that and tried to talk to him about that, how to handle it? Hey, you're still with us.
Yeah. I mean, Will definitely knows that for sure. He's still around all the time. And he's handling it really well. You wouldn't even notice that is his first year, but he's handling it. And, Will's doing a great job, working hard to get himself back. He's sticking around, he's always, around watching the film with us, still and on the game plan, just, having the same routine because, when he comes back, he's going to be ready to roll. So he's handling it very well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christian, what does the opportunity to win a division mean to you, particularly in light of how the previous couple of years have gone and see the transformation of this franchise?
Yeah, it's everything to go out there. We wanted to go out there. That's what Braves came in the first meeting and said we're gonna go win the division. So, all the guys and the hard work, we put ourselves in this situation. But it's another home game. You can't look at it as too big of a game or as too little of a game. You can never look at a game for one certain thing. You got to take it the same game, the same approach. So we're excited to get out there this challenge. Everybody knows what the Bills bring, and we're really excited to get out there and we play at a home game. Gillette's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be real loud, so we're excited.
When Braves said we're going to go out and win a division, did you believe him?
Of course.
Yeah. Did it take anything in order to buy in, given the way the last couple of years? Did you have to see anything, or did you when he said it, like we're gonna do this?
I mean, yeah, you always want to see stuff. Once we got on the field, it was like everybody was bought in right away, so took it and ran with it.
Despite having already beat the Bills this season in your record, you guys were listed as underdogs in this one. Does that motivate you or take you guys off at all?
It could for some people, me, not really. I mean, I feel like as a team, we're not really too worried about, where we lie as underdogs, the favorites. Whoever's out there, whoever we're going against, we're going to go out there and play our style of football and go out there and try to get a win.
What's it like preparing for a Bills team that is just relentless and never giving up? We've seen how many comebacks Josh Allen can lead the offense on. What's it like having to prepare for that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they bring such a big challenge. Josh Allen, he was the MVP for a reason. He's does so many good things with his arm, his feet. He's got playmakers around him, and they're never out of a game. I mean, even just last week, they were up the Bengals by 2 scores in the fourth quarter with about 8 minutes, and they came back and won. So we know it's going to be a dogfight. So we just got to go out there and compete and play all 4 quarters or however long it takes.
In terms of the quarterbacks you play against, is Josh Allen the most difficult one to play against, given the way he can throw the ball, the way he can scramble, improvise?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely up there. Like I say, he was the MVP. He's taken his team deep into the playoffs multiple times for a reason, and he's proven. So, but we look forward to that challenge. I mean, it's fun every time we get to see him. We always know he's gonna bring his best, and we get to see it. Live in action. It's a lot of fun.
How important was the first game in kind of building the identity of this team, where you guys made high quality plays, you went on the road, and everything was kind of reinforced about what you may have believed in, training camp, or what Mike Vrabel said about winning a division? Was that the game where you kind of sensed we can beat this team?
So kind of a while back. I mean, it was a big win, obviously, going into their house and getting a win on Sunday night. But I mean, they've grown so much from that game, and we've grown so much. So I mean, you can't really look too much into it. Like, yeah, that was our win. We got to go out there and do it again on Sunday. So we're just ready for Sunday.
Thank you.
So our game plan was sure.
Taylor, how do you slow down someone like Cook, who obviously the play might be designed to go to the right, and he ends up on the left? Like, what's the challenge of that? How do you guys have to play that?
Staying gaps down for sure. That's gonna be most important as a defense, man. It's gonna be times where you're gonna be eagerly wanting to get over and cross over and make the play. But as a D-line, we've been talking about that all day. Staying gaps down, man, and trusting guys behind you to play their gaps and fill their gaps. So that's what it's gonna be about. And truly, again, attacking the ball. He had some trouble with that last week. So continue to go out to the ball and slow him down for sure.
Kind of aura expecting in the crib Sunday.
Man, that was a nice little word. I see what you did there. No, that's fire. Nah, it should be dope. It should be dope. It should be packed, man. In the last few home games that we have promised so far, so I'm expecting to show up and show out, man. I know we'll be deep. It won't be too many of those guys in our arena for sure.
I'm sorry.
No, wait. Can you tell everyone with you guys from day one?
Have it happening again, or the potential for it to happen, and also to be a part of it. I think it's cool the work that we put in OTAs kind of coming to fruition.
What is the mentality through the week as you get ready for a high stakes game? The first will be many big games.
Yeah, every game from really probably a couple weeks ago on is only going to get more difficult as the temperatures change, as the playoff picture kind of works its way out. Every team has a little bit more tape to watch on you because the season's longer. They have a little more intel on you, more tells that they've seen from some scout. There's fewer teams they had to study because now they're out of the picture. So yeah, every game just gets more and more. I don't want to say difficult or hard, but you have to be more precise and really locked into the details.
How much of a mental challenge is a game like this from the sense of knowing Josh on the other side? You got to go 60, maybe more, with a hard-fought, keeping the mental frame all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, Coach talks about it all the time, competitive stamina. And every game, he said it since week one, so that, you have that for these long stretches. And every game, you're going to need it, 60 minutes.
doesn't matter who you're playing at this time of year, and then playoffs, you better be ready to play 60 minutes. If not, you'll blow it either early or blow it in the fourth quarter.
No matter who it is, how hard is it to beat a team twice?
I'm not sure. I really look at it 1 week at a time. The first game means nothing. I wish it had roll over. Like I say kind of a lot, because I wish things in the past could roll over and just help you in the future, but it's just not how it works. Every week to me is compete the same way, practice the same way, be ready.
How much did you guys show yourselves, though, in that first meeting, just being able to go into that kind of environment and get a win on a primetime stage?
Yeah, I think it was important because I think that was the first big road win. But I don't think it surprised us as it surprised everybody else. I think everybody else was thinking, "Wow, I can't believe they were able to pull that off." If you go into a game not confident you're going to win, I think it's better to probably not play. From an individual perspective and as a team perspective. If you're not like, hey, I want to win, I prefer you don't play. And as a team perspective, if you as a team don't think you can win, you can save everybody a lot of money and time if you just, surrender the game or whatever you want to do. I don't know if that's a league thing, but every game we play is to win. So that first one we played to win, and we're obviously fortunate enough to get it. And now we have another chance to get a win. Nothing's given, and we have to go get it.
Obviously, it's a marquee matchup for quarterbacks. What's it been like to grow with Drake on a weekly basis to see him get better and better?
Yeah, it's been great. He's a heck of a player, obviously, and again, I don't think anybody in our locker room is surprised at what he's been able to do because we've seen it. But I think it's always great to have a guy get kind of a little more recognition of like, hey, you've been putting in some work, but the work continues every week. This league has a tendency to wipe away anything you did in the past pretty quickly, and it's a week-to-week league. So, but yeah, it's been great to watch him grow and continue to build his confidence as a player and leader, and it's been awesome to see.
Mack, what's the biggest difference preparing to play a team for the second time in the season?
I think you just have more info to look at. Other than that, I think in this game, your identity matters a lot more than the opponent. If you can do the things that have helped you get to where you are, that's going to be more important. Don't try switching everything up now. Like, hey, let's try this whole new package and put Mack at quarterback. Like, as much as I'd love to be a quarterback, there's no reason for me to start going in there just to see what they're going to do on defense. So like, be who you are. And obviously there's some more wrinkles, but we have a lot more tape. So I guess that would be the biggest difference. Is week, I guess it was 4 or 5 or something that we played them. You don't have much tape, and now it's week 15.
Well, they're going to show you different wrinkles defensively, but you're going to do the same thing on offense. That's a cat and mouse game, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how the game works. Everybody has a few adjustments here and there, but it's going to come down to the identity. Are we finishing longer than our opponent? Are we taking care of the ball? Those type of things.
How sweet would it be to put the hat and T-shirt on though, with the defending 5-time reigning champs?
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'm not a big hat guy, so maybe I'll hold it or something like that. And the shirt's probably gonna be too big. I think they'd be putting them over the pads. I'm not sure how to really work for afterwards, but all jokes aside, I think that would be obviously really cool, and that's the goal that Braves set early on, and when they got here, is win the division. So it'd be great to do it this week, sooner rather than later.
T-shirt cut up though, right?
Yeah, all my shirts get cut.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.